Hello everybody, Mike Eastep here with Hit the Mat Studios. It was alumni night here at Mount Vernon High School. They had a lot of good wrestlers returning, and Coach Randal Hayes is with us here. And Coach, before we get into the wrestling stuff, talk about the alumni night.
So the Mount Vernon has a lot of history that goes back into the early 80s, into the 90s, and we thought we had an opportunity for a Friday night meet, so what better time to get the community together. And we had 25, 30 past wrestlers, some of the greats that Mount Vernon's had back in the 90s, and brought them in and had a dinner, and they turned out, and they were loud and got into the meet. I heard some of those guys getting on the refs, which was fun. So I'm glad it was a great duel for those guys to come back and watch.
Yes, and Coach, what a neat idea. I mean, that is a neat idea to celebrate your past as a school and bring those guys in and let the fans see the guys. They may have even been classmates with some of those guys back in the day.
Right. Yeah.
And that's certainly cool to honor those guys that way. And kudos to you guys.
Thank you.
And Coach, tell us about your wrestling days. I know you know Tony Abbott, and did you guys ever cross paths as wrestlers?
We didn't. Tony's a little younger than me.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to admit that, but he's a little younger than me. But yeah, he was from Southside. I was from Delta. We had some major duels back then that this kind of reminds me of, bringing that back. And it was kind of cool on alumni night to bring my alumni back. Most of those guys that are on that are coaching there, and the fans, I wrestled with them in high school, so I was at Delta back in the 80s and in their heyday, and worked my way down to Indianapolis with a job, and ended up here about 7 years ago. Took over as the head coach 2 years ago, and just enjoying it.
Yes.
I think this is my 45th year in the sport.
Whoa, that is impressive.
Long time.
That is a long time. And Coach, let's talk about tonight. Wow. Anybody that paid $6 tonight certainly got their money's worth, didn't they?
They did. I tell you, not a lot of pins. A lot of went the distance. Had a couple overtime matches. Just it's exciting. There wasn't really any blowouts, really. I mean, there was a couple that we both teams knew was going to be a blowout. I mean, Kendricks for us, and a couple of guys for them that they're state ranked, really good guys. But match in and match out. Even the JV, we started out with the JV.
Yes.
The JV was great matches, and the crowd got in with the JV.
Yes.
You're not going to get a better duel than this. I don't care, if it's Brownsburg, Crown Point. The point is the competitiveness was just. I mean, the gym was on fire, and it was on Friday night. It's a lot of fun.
And what an experience for the kids.
Absolutely.
In the wrestling. They'll remember this night probably for a long time about the excitement that was in the air, and certainly that's good for sports, no matter what sport it is.
Right.
And Coach, let's talk about this. If there's anybody that's never been to a wrestling match, and they came out tonight, I guarantee they're going to be a fan when they leave here tonight after watching this.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you had everything. You had some near fights. You had the coaches kind of getting into it. You had the fans into it. You had the coaches getting on the officials a little bit. It was loud.
Yes.
I don't know how you can't be a fan after you just watch something like that. Even if you had no idea what was going on, the excitement was so high.
Yes.
It's the reason I still do it, because you come in and you have a duel. Like we had the duel Wednesday. It was dead in here. We didn't wrestle well. We lost to a team we probably shouldn't have lost to. But then we turn right back around and have a duel like this. It's just a blast.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, this is why I do it. I was contemplating why I was still doing this at 50 something years old. Wednesday night, and now I'm like, man, I can't wait until next practice. I want to get back in. Let's go.
Yeah, and that, for small communities all around the state, this can be the thing that communities do, and something to go see and do without having to go to bigger cities, and support the community at the same time and the kids. So, well, thank you, Coach. We appreciate you being on here with us on Hit the Mat.
Well, thank you. I appreciate what you're doing, spreading the word about it, and going around East Central. I'm watching your stuff.
Well, thank you.
I appreciate you.
And we're trying our best to promote the sport, Coach, and we appreciate your support.
Thanks for doing that.
That's Coach Randal Hayes, everybody, with the Mount Vernon Marauders here tonight. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.